You are now listening to Rings Kings Boxing World Flash
Fury
Report.
versus Usyk. Usyk versus Fury 2 is over. Oleksandr Usyk defends the title, retains the title over Tyson Fury in a fight where, you know what, I wouldn't say it was the most exciting fight, very tactical fight. But, you know, Tyson Fury tried a couple of things differently. You know, I think he did try to, make it a little bit physical in the second half of the fight. But I'm not sure if that was by design or if that was just because he was getting tired. He was trying to hold on a little bit too much. You know, we saw Fury weighing real heavy this time around, and we expected him to, try to make it a physical fight. But just as I said, Usyk's not the easiest guy to track down. These are not the legs of Deontay Wilder where you just walk up to him and push him back and try to put him on the back foot. Usyk has those angles. He spins around constantly, can create new punch angles, and he's constantly has those little feints and herky-jerky moves where he's, going underneath the lead jab of Fury, coming over the top with left hands. I like that he kept setting that trap with the jabs to the stomach and the left hands to the head. A couple times it worked. And he was able to land some clean shots. Listen, Fury didn't perform bad. He had a couple of sharp 1-2s in the fight. We saw the black eye of Usyk with on his left eye from some of the sharp right hands. Fury did land some decent uppercuts in the fight. But overall, the energy of the fight, the way the fight was carried, the way the fight was dictated, it was dictated in a way where, Oleksandr Usyk was deciding what kind of fight they were going to fight, And I felt like it was competitive the whole way, but I felt like Usyk sealed in the last 2 rounds. Those last 2 rounds, I felt like Fury did more looking to hold, try to waste time than he did trying to win the rounds. And that was really gut check time when, you had a competitive fight. I felt like Usyk was, maybe slightly up going into the 11th round, or maybe the fight was even. But those last couple of rounds sealed the deal. I don't think you can have a question mark as to who really should have deserved to win the fight. Now, Oleksandr Usyk wins this fight. Now, where does that leave him legacy-wise, I know after the fight they were talking about him fighting Dubois. I don't even think he has to. He may want to, because he may want a more secure win over Dubois than the controversy of the fight they did have the first time around. I feel like that controversy is based more on the fact that his footwork was, affected by the wet ring in the rain in Poland than it was anything Dubois did. When your footing is thrown off a little bit, you got to move in and out, and you got to have that your footwork kind of fight, or a wet ring will affect that. So I feel like, yes, the body shot from Dubois in that fight was legit. I don't feel like it was low, like it was cold, but I also feel like he probably doesn't land that shot if Usyk's feet are underneath him correctly and he's able to spin around and sidestep and do the way he does things naturally. But regardless, we may get that rematch, and that could be interesting nonetheless. I think that it would probably seal the deal on anything remotely controversial about Usyk. I mean, he's been dominant at cruiserweight in a very, very stacked cruiserweight division. To be honest with you, I think Usyk's cruiserweight division is more difficult than the cruiserweight division that Holyfield ended up fighting in the 80s. I think Usyk is probably, is in the conversation for greatest heavyweight, one of the greatest fighters of all time for sure. But, I know we have the love affair with Ali and everybody else, and obviously that's for a lot of reasons. And he's amazing, of course. I think Ali's the greatest of all time. But I think that, in today's era, we give less room for a loss, for example. We have less forgiving of a loss. All the greats of the past had losses, and we're less forgiving. For example, Usyk was to lose any single fight, we'd never even have that conversation, right? But the fact that he's got to stay undefeated, only be an Olympic gold medalist as Ali was, undisputed cruiserweight champion, undisputed heavyweight champion, in a very tough cruiserweight division and a pretty tough heavyweight division as well.
Appreciate Paul breaking it down, man. Big ups to you guys. This is the episode of Ring King Boxing. I'm Big Q. We chiming in on it, man. This is the kind of the post-fight situation in which Oleksandr Usyk did what everybody thought he was going to do to Tyson Fury. He was able to defeat him, as Paulie M alluded to, and he pretty much called it as right in my case. I mean, what's really interesting about the fight too, to me, is the fact that, like, Tyson Fury was serious. He didn't do all the showboating. We've seen a little showboating he did before, but Tyson Fury was serious, and he really gave it an attempt to try to beat Oleksandr Usyk. And Tyson's he's a big skilled heavyweight, but Oleksandr Usyk has shown the heavyweight division that he's a different kind of fighter, man. I mean, the guy moves around, and he just always thinking, difficult, feigning, looking to get underneath the big guy, landing punches and bunches. He threw 3 and 4 punch combinations when he had the opportunity to do it. Always active, scoring. Although I think Usyk won the fight, I don't think it was like they indicated that it was, in terms of just a full-on sweep of the rounds, or whatnot, like the judges ruled it. But still, in all, man, Tyson Fury at times, he had little laws there that Usyk took advantage of, and Usyk applied pressure to Tyson Fury to fight at his pace, and Tyson Fury cannot fight at Oleksandr Usyk's pace. Now, you've seen him sticking that jab out there. You've seen him working the jab, but as the fight went on, he took certain rounds off where he was kind of tired. Usyk was able to land some punches and make it interesting. And then, of course, Tyson Fury, did kind of hug Oleksandr Usyk when he was down on his knees praying, and then he just walked out of the fight. He just left the fight. He ended up, he hugged him, and he ended up leaving, and he walked right out of the fight, and didn't say anything in the post-fight presser, like, after he seen that he wasn't the champ. And Usyk kind of leaned over, did his thing. He hugged him, congratulated him. He didn't stay in the ring for a post fight. He was upset about the how the rounds went, and he departed. He left the ring with his entourage, and he went the hell off, and he just left. And of course, Frank Warren literally said that he believed that Tyson Fury actually won the fight, and of course he would say that. But in the end, it just wasn't enough. And he said that it was Tyson basically said that it was that he believed that he won, and it was some BS. And
there was there's no way 116 to 112.
I'm not open that completely. What's your step, guys? Yeah, you did. What's your step one?
That's it.
Rope there. What do you think I've done there? Truthfully,
I thought we were dead tight. I thought you were going to get it, if I'm honest.
I swear to God, I thought I won it by 3 rounds. Boss the fight from all the network, but no. Tell you what, you're not getting nothing in these countries. 3 guys. Yeah.
Well done, Tyson.
No cameras.
that's how it happened, man, with him leaving. And of course, Ben, his former trainer, was there, and he said he thought it was dead even. Of course, he doing a little de-essing on the play. And the thing is, Tyson Fury, he fought better in this fight, man. But at the end of the day, it just wasn't good enough. It's just what it is. I mean, and that's the thing about Oleksandr Usyk. He's not saying that Tyson Fury wasn't well trained for this fight, but Tyson Fury cannot fight at the pace that an Oleksandr Usyk can. And Usyk was able to put pressure on him during this fight, and we've seen that. Now, there were some good things that Tyson Fury did. Oleksandr Usyk continued to do what he did. He did a lot of the similar things he did in the first fight. And I think that was the thing that would be interesting. So if Tyson was trying to train better and be more conditioned so he can be active more in the fight to keep up with his pace, he was at a disadvantage. He tried at times to kind of took certain portions of the fight off where he would kind of try to rest up if that's the thing. You see what I'm saying? But in the end, it's just what it is. Let's hit the article. Shout out to Boxing News 24/7. As they talk about Paulie M, breaking the fight down and talking about what happened and how Tyson Fury believes that Paulie believes that 11 and 12 rounds Tyson Fury kind of gave him away. So it's very interesting at the end of the night. But the truth of the matter is, regardless or not, Usyk beat the man for another fight. So Tyson Fury got to move the hell on. So this is what Paulie M talked about too, and we played some of it. He tried some different things. He tried to make it physical in the second half of the fight, but I'm sure that wasn't the design because he was getting tired and trying to hold on a little too much. Talking about Tyson Fury's, what happened? We saw Tyson Fury weigh in heavy, and we expected him to try and make it a physical fight. Usyk not the easiest guy to track down. These are not the legs of Deontay Wilder. We heard that Usyk has those angles, spins around constantly, creates new punch angles, constantly has feints and herky-jerky motions, right? And then he had that kind of overhand shot that he hit Tyson Fury with several times during the fight. So yeah, when you fighting him, this guy is a cruiserweight, and as an active cruiserweight, very slick and highly intelligent fighter. He's a master boxer out there. And he's fighting these big guys, and he's fought the best bigs that heavyweight division had to offer, and he's given them master classes. The Anthony Joshua fights, it was master classes. Joshua was not even in his league at all. That was clearly daunting. The Daniel Dubois fight, the body shot right there was right on the belt, I want to say. So that was one that they kind of messed up on. Him and Daniel wants to fight. He got in the ring and wants another crack at him. And Daniel Dubois right now is doing this thing, but he got to get through Joseph Parker. You can't be in there trying to make a fight with Oleksandr Usyk and Joseph Parker, who has a run he's doing too, just like Dynamite Daniel Dubois, not as high class, or not high class, but not as it's still respectable, maybe not in terms of attention getting, fights like Daniel Dubois has been doing with the Anthony Joshua fight, how he dispatched him. But still in all, you're trying to make a business decision with Oleksandr Usyk. You still have business to take care of with Joseph Parker. Do not overlook Joseph Parker. Several fighters recently have overlooked Joseph Parker to their own chagrin. So Daniel Dubois better be mindful of that, trying to make fights with Usyk, and he got to take on Parker. So anyway, back to the Gypsy King and what happened. And we played Paulie some of his stuff right here. But what's really interesting now is that this was a fight for Oleksandr Usyk. He beat him. Regardless if it's around here or there, I still feel like Oleksandr Usyk beat Tyson Fury. He beat him again. Tyson was a lot more active. But like I said, when we watched the fight, Tyson Fury was being active, more active than what he was originally in the first fight. But if you're training Tyson Fury to keep up with the pace of Oleksandr Usyk, that won't happen. He cannot keep that kind of pace as a big man. And that's a weakness that Oleksandr Usyk knew. If I can force Tyson Fury to fight at my pace, which I know he can't, and I fight at my pace, then I can be able to hit him and move around and do what I got to do. I can wear him out, wear him down. He got shots on him, hit him several times. Tyson Fury in certain areas of the fight kind of pinned down and held on to him. He tried to put his weight on Oleksandr Usyk several times. Didn't really had enough. It had no effect. Oleksandr Usyk never looked tired in the fight. You know what I'm saying? Did y'all see that as well? He never looked tired, even though Tyson maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 times or so kind of leaned on him, attempted to put his weight on him like he did Deontay Wilder. He didn't allow that to happen. At times he would shove him off. Tyson would literally have to lock his arms to hold on to him. And outside of that, it was a solid fight for Oleksandr Usyk. It was very entertaining, to be honest with you. It was really good, a fight. I would say it was a better fight than the first fight. You know what I'm saying? I think it was a better fight, more of a competitive fight than the first fight, because Tyson Fury, the first fight was doing a little showboat, and he was kind of disrespecting him, called him the little man and all this kind of stuff. Ain't no little man going to beat me, all this kind of rhetoric prior to the first fight. The second fight, he gave it all his attention, and it wasn't good enough. That's gotta hurt. So now that it's Oleksandr Usyk dispatches him, now we move forward to what's next for Tyson Fury after the fight. Well, they're saying Anthony Joshua could be a fight. Two big guys of former world champions matching up. No belts at stake here, by the way. Who wants to see that? Might be something that's big for Britain. They want to see Tyson Fury fight Anthony Joshua for no belt. I don't know, but I wouldn't pay for that. But in the end, some people want to see that. But as far as Oleksandr Usyk is concerned, he's going forward. And of course, the winner of Daniel Dubois' fight and Joseph Parker will get a shot at Oleksandr Usyk. That's the next up right here. So, that'll be something set for next year. Oleksandr Usyk told Turki Al-Sheikh to make the fight, but that is contingent upon, like I said before, that Daniel has to beat Joseph Parker in their fight coming up next year. That's also supposed to be in Saudi Arabia. So it is what it is. So anyway, with that being said, what are y'all thoughts on it? Who do you think won the fight? Do you agree with the coach's decision? Do you think it was a little closer? And I can agree with that. I think it should have been a little bit closer in terms of the rounds, but still in all, Oleksandr Usyk still won the fight. What are we talking about there? So, and there was some F stuff going on too. Tyson Fury holding Oleksandr Usyk, so he can punch him, that type of stuff. He did some F stuff in the fight as well, but it just wasn't enough. The guy is just a better fighter. And Tyson Fury, who is a guy that rarely loses, hadn't really lost like that during his career, has to deal with the fact that he's lost 2 straight fights. How do he mentally, absorb that and move forward? That's something we'll have to watch and see. But really, it's at the end of Tyson Fury's career. He had a fantastic career. He got beat by a better fighter. Should have been a little closer, but still in all, Oleksandr Usyk won. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section below. Let me know. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button as well. Ring King Boxing, we in this thing, man. We're doing 2 Ring Kings Boxing coming up in the new year. We'll have 2 shows a week for you guys. Doing it, being a little bit more organized and trying to be a little bit more organized with my content on my Ring Kings Boxing channel. I have several other channels we do stuff with pro football, pro basketball, college football as well. So I want to give, this stream or this platform rather more, consistent love like I do those. So with that being said, I'm gonna get out on this. Y'all feel free, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and feel free to share Ring Kings Boxing on your social media feed. I'm Big Q. Mahalo at you on the next one. Much love and peace.
Subscribe now and make Ring Kings Boxing your source for all the latest fight news.